Welcome back, everybody, to another Receivers on Receivers. Today, we have the best receiver in the NFL.
Right there!
In this position, you're always trying to push the defender to where you're not going to go. If Justin Jefferson just takes this immediate route right here, the defender would have that. What do you do on your posts? What you do on those deeper routes where you have some time is you lean back into the defender to give yourself some space. When you lean in and you get to that point, you save yourself space. You see what that does to the defender. You see how that affects him. Rather than just taking the route directly. For example, I know this is his route and he's just running it here, but what we call this is a stair step. What you do, you almost make it look like a stair. You come back here and you push back out. And you take a look at the two different routes and you see what's the difference. So let's watch Justin's first. He takes that little stair step. See that separation. See that yard of separation, right? Jalen Naylor still wins just based off his speed, but his technique. He knows that he's flat-footed the corner. He knows he's just going to come down there and try to crunch him down and just meet him at his midpoint instead of taking that stair step. That stair step, the way it affects the DB, he ends up gaining like 3 yards of separation, you know? And then when you get the ball in the hands, you just play, go play fast. Thing is, the little nuances, 97-yard touchdown. Creator of the gritty. Come on! I love this because he knows what the defender is going to do. He still keeps his initial landmark. He's not allowing the defender to dictate his route. That is so important. Oftentimes, defenders are sitting at our landmark, sitting at our break point. And we have to be cognitive, maybe that's the word, of what the defender is doing. We have to know, we have to still run our full speed routes and not chop our feet. A lot of times we get struggled with, we get to that point right here and we're chopping our feet, we're buzzing our feet, we're not sure what to do. Just make full speed decisions. That's one of the my favorite coaching points is making full speed decisions. Not full speed train wrecks, you're just running into the guy, but full speed decisions. You know that they're playing football. You got to know what they're doing as well, like what their rules are, right? You see that guy coming out, he's probably has some kind of hook to curl zone here, but we're still running our route full speed. He has some type of 5-step. He doesn't allow the defender to dictate his route. He knows his rules are to come out to this way. Still here. And then here, just slipping him. There's just no way it's timing. And that route technician, that understanding of the game, that understanding of himself as well, is what gets him open so many times. Wide open at that. Just a great football player. Love this here. No indicators. I think a lot of times with the out route especially, we like to throw that left foot. We like to throw that right foot. We like to get outside of our frame. Running naturally and then breaking like nothing's about to happen. Like you're just running straight and then it looks like you just went out of nowhere. Instead of giving the defender a lot of indicators. I think we get out of whack a lot of times at the top of the route right here where we'll throw our arm and our arm is extended and our hips are all out of line. But he does such a good job of just making it look like he's running straight until he's not. The route fluidity. Efficiency wins more than effort, especially at the receiver position. It's not about how hard and how fast you can break down and you're tearing up your joints and your ligaments. It's about being smooth. It's like being like water. It's like just making everything effortless and just like okay. Like we don't have to run as hard as we can and we think that like all this head movement and all this like no, just we're running and we're breaking. Like it's hard for a defender to even know like when to like break. They're not even sure what's going on. So efficient. Again here, I love this about the out route. Everything's so smooth, everything's so efficient. But watch when he breaks. After we break, it's a race. And I don't think we understand that sometimes as receivers. And it's very hard to get a grasp on. And I think I struggle with that as well. Is that after we make our initial point of our break point, it's now a race to get to the destination. Especially when we're getting out of breaks, especially when we're doing any kind of break, honestly. That second step after that initial step, the initial break point that slows us down in a sense to get to our break point or our angle that we want to take, that next one, so that right foot right here is like it's in the track meet. You see how everything speeds up from him. I think a lot of times we end up slowing down and we release and we're not as tense. We're just like, okay. And that's what allows for picks to come. picks to happen when we relax. Because this guy is thinking, I'm driving as hard as I possibly can to intercept this ball. We have to think we're racing, we're trying to stay friendly, and then we're attacking the ball as well. So that second foot as well, after we make that initial break, it's not time to relax. It's time to speed everything up. Look at his initial burst right there. You can see it. You can see how he drives his hands and he's running through that thing to get there. These guys are so good. That was such a great break. I had no tell of him breaking, and Derek Stingley is still right there and being able to pick it up. Like the little details matter so much, especially at such a high level where you're playing against the best of the best. Keep the defender where you want him to be. You know your route's going inside. I want to keep him outside, though. I want to keep that separation as much as I possibly can. See his break. See how bad that affects the defender. Instead of just going straight and then running right across and then the defender's collapsing, he's going at him. We want to keep him there. We want to keep our space. We want to keep our space also from this guy. This guy is known to do some... So you want to stay as far as you possibly can away from that guy, whoever that guy is in any situation. Like that break right there affects him so deeply. It's the way he's just able to get under himself really, really good. A great understanding of his body. I think for all receivers to get into yoga, to get into meditation, to get really into your body so you know how you feel. You can feel the buzz of your fingers. You can feel the each cleat in the ground because it's that important. Like those little things you do before the game, you're just getting yourself ready. You're barefoot, you're walking around. All those little things get you ready, especially as a receiver. You got to be as much in your body as anybody else as a receiver. You got to be able to be. Because there's just so much happening, there's so much movement, there's so many different ways to run the exact same route. So many people can run that route exactly wrong. So many people can just not take that angle and go straight and they won't even remember this whole entire game. It's just those little small details that are able to keep you separated and also healthy. I want to break this down from the beginning to really get a full route breakdown from the beginning. So even just the small details of when he comes off. So a lot of receivers will take this false step. I was very, very bad at it. We'll take that initial step right there and they'll go backwards. What he does a really good job of, especially with the timing, it's very important, is that you keep this foot in front as much as possible. So it's instead of like taking that 0.3 seconds, that keeps you a little bit behind the schedule, especially because of this route. It's a timing route. See here, off the play action, he's going to come and he's ready to throw. So we got to be cognizant of that. He has his front foot in front, and it's patient. I think what's really subtle about it is his little jab. It's not overstepping. I think that overstep actually doesn't get the defender to commit. They know nothing's going to come when we're throwing our body completely like away from us, completely outside of us, and it just gets us in a really bad position to get back into our route. What he does really well is just make it really subtle. And then he knows his leverage. He understands his angle right here. He's at half of the defender's body. So this guy throws his right hand and he swipes it right away. And then from there, we talked about pushing back into the defender. That's what he's really, really good about doing. He gets that separation like 2 to 3 yards every time he breaks, especially also because he's very good at getting his left foot or whatever foot is inside back underneath him after his break. Right after his break, he's really good at getting that foot underneath us because what did we talk about earlier? We're trying to speed it up after we make our break. It's not time to slow down. There's too much nonsense and noise going down. We have to get to our land point. We got to get to this open zone that's right here. And we know that. I remember racing away. We got that yard of separation from the beginning. We get back into our route. We're not just running to our route. We're not just going there. We're more advanced than that. We know. We've watched a lot of my videos, so we know what to do. But we're getting back. We're vertical. We don't know where we're going to go. We could stop. We could come in. We could go out. We can go straight. They don't know. After you stack, you're leaving the defender in no man's land. And that break, it's just so efficient. It's so efficient. I think efficiency wins, especially at receiver. Your foot placement and understanding where you're going to go and how you're going to do it can win you a lot of routes. Like we talked about earlier, the stair step. Make sure that we're adding this into our route bag. This is the most important part of those levels routes, of your post routes, of even just man digs, just depending on where you're at. And it oftentimes it happens when this guy is outside leverage of you or they're just in man. like the effectiveness of it versus him just collapsing in. When he does that little just push up, he has to respect it. He has to respect the corner. He has to respect a stop. He has to respect whatever the case it may be. Maybe it could end up being an out because that little thing just ends up keeping that 4 yards of separation. Being able to ID the coverage, being able to know who's guarding us, and then knowing how to play fast and efficient, knowing what we have in the route and what we're going to do in order to get open and keep ourselves open, most importantly.